Today, the young rappers on SoundCloud aren't exactly welcomed with open arms by their older peers in rap. However, they do have their respect, and vice versa, for the most part. However, before there was a mutual agreement, SoundCloud rappers hated old heads, and old heads hated SoundCloud rappers. The most famous beef between the younger generation and older generation was the iconic beef between Lil Pump and Smoke Purpp, and J. Cole and Russ. At the time, the arrogant younger guys were huge and made older rappers look dumb. However, today, the tables have turned, and a lot of people don't realize how much. My name is Rishad Bashir, and this is how J. Cole and Russ took revenge on SoundCloud rap. But before we get into their very messy beef, let me take you back to 2016 and 2017. That was when rappers like Lil Pump, Smoke Purpp, XXXTentacion, and other rappers like Lil Uzi and Playboi Carti began gaining popularity and receiving their first bit of mainstream attention. They were completely different, and to the older fans of rap, disgusting. The most hated and the poster child of SoundCloud was the infamous Lil Pump, who skyrocketed to fame after Gucci Gang blew up in August of 2017. Pump became a household name, and it became normal for him to act stupid and pull internet stunts to promote his music. However, eventually this marketing strategy bit him in the back when he got too big for his britches and called out the one and only J. Cole. So how did the beef start? Well, Pump had originally just seen his own fans comment F J. Cole on his comment section, and when he saw how much attention they were getting, he ran with it. Not only did it work, it got him tenfold the attention he expected, so he decided to take it one step further and previewed a song called F J. Cole. Even though he never dropped the song officially, it made waves in rap. What you have to understand is that rappers like X and Juice weren't that popular at this time. Lil Pump was way bigger, so this was a big deal. To fans of his and the younger generation, it was just a troll and looking back, another silly marketing stunt. But to traditional rap fans, it was much more. It was a sign that the traditional values of hip-hop didn't matter because no one would ever disrespect someone older than them before. The new generation didn't care for the rules and had no appreciation for it. Furthermore, Pump also took to Twitter to explain he was better than J. Cole, saying, "Bitch, I'm better than J. Cole. F all that lyrical shit." And Pump wasn't the only one in on it. His best friend, Smoke Purpp, took jabs at J. Cole too, challenging J. Cole to a Millie Rock battle and getting his fans to chant F J. Cole. He also spoke on old heads and how rappers like J. Cole were haters that were gonna go extinct, while he would only go up.
You feel me? They gonna hate, you feel me, when you're young and got money and you do what you want. So, I mean, I knew this is what comes with it. Like, I ain't tripping.
But ironically, he knew his lyrics weren't all that.
Lil Pump is better than J. Cole. I don't listen to J. Cole, so yes. Lyrically, I don't know. You know what I mean? Somebody else got to compare that. I'm not the right person for that.
But J. Cole wasn't going to take that type of disrespect. And after waiting an entire year, he finally responded when he dropped his album KOD on the final track, 1985. 1985 sounded an alarm for all up-and-coming trendy rappers about how if they didn't wake up, they would fall off. In the song, Cole spoke about everything from how they should manage their money, their odd looks, and how their music won't last the test of time. When it first dropped, fans and the rappers he dissed called him a grumpy old man, but looking back, he predicted the future with incredible accuracy. And a little known fact about 1985 is it wasn't just directed toward Lil Pump. At first, it was towards whoever Cole thought needed the advice, including XXXTentacion, who he actually admitted he was wrong about completely.
So that leads me to like hear some of his shit. I'm like, damn, this is actually talented.
So Cole began the diss track or advice track by saying, "Man, they barely old enough to drive, to tell them what they should do, who the f am I? I heard one of them diss me. I'm surprised. I ain't trippin', listen good to my reply." Meaning, he felt hypocritical telling literal teenagers how to act, as Lil Pump was only 16 when he dropped the diss on J. Cole, but he was still surprised. Except, all he had to do was take a quick trip to Lil Pump's Instagram where he would act like this.
All y'all some finish, man. All y'all, man.
And post funny videos disrespecting Cole. On top of that, at the time, Lil Pump had a huge ego, constantly flexing.
This right here, 65,000. My jeans are 1,000. My shoe, 1,300. Put up my belt. This right here, $500.
And had no respect for anyone, even rappers like Eminem.
Hey, Eminem, you is lame as hell. Ain't nobody listening to your old ass. You lame as bitch.
Cole went on to tell Lil Pump to stop writing trends.
I hear your music and I know that rap's changed. A bunch of folks would say that that's a bad thing, cause everything's commercial when it's pop now. Trap drums is That's hot now.
And it would turn out to be true. After Gucci Gang, Pump couldn't really get a hit to stick. Ash Get It, Butterfly Doors, Be Like Me, even his album Harvard Dropout could never stay or make a presence on the charts. And then Cole tried to warn Pump and Purpp that their popularity and more importantly, money would not last forever.
This type of revenue is never ending, but I wanna take a minute just to tell you that ain't true. One day them kids that's listening gon' grow up and get too old for that shit that made you blow up. Now your show's looking light cause they don't show up, which unfortunately means the money's slower.
These lines hit the hardest, and it's crazy how accurate J. Cole was. After 1985 dropped, Smoke Purpp was at his peak. At the time, Purpp could sell out shows like it was nothing, with thousands of people in the crowd, and got them all to chant J. Cole. However, just 2 years later, Florida Jit couldn't even make the Billboard 200, selling less than 5,000 copies. 2022, his teenage fanbase had grown up, and it was clear his glory days of selling shows were over, after he couldn't even get 10 people to attend some of his newer shows. And he was forced to do social media giveaways for money.
And I'm teaming up with Ike Clout to give away a free $10,000.
But Cole didn't stop there. He thought he'd look one step further and predicted they would try and get hot again.
Now you scrambling and hoping to get hot again, but you forgot you only popped cause you was riding trends. Now you old news and you going through regrets cause you never bought that house, but you got a Benz.
And in 2022 and 2023, Purpp and Pump gave it their all to come back. However, sadly, it wasn't enough. It wasn't bad music, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like the old days. They were washed. And it's almost like they've been cursed to only be able to ride off their old success and make money however they can, and doing whatever they could to get attention. Like when Smoke Purpp said,
Kanye, you owe me like $9 million. Hit my line, or my lawyer's gonna hit your lawyer.
Pump wasn't innocent either. He shaved his eyebrows, made a painfully bad song with the YouTubers, and spoke at a Trump rally. Clearly doing whatever he could to get attention, like J. Cole said, scrambling. But it was too late. So Cole gave them one final piece of advice.
Won't happen when you rapping about the type of shit you rapping about. It's a faster route to the bottom. I wish you good luck. I'm hoping for your sake that you ain't dumb as you look. Just remember what I told you when you flop. In 5 years you gon' be on loving.
He was right, and they should have listened to him. But they didn't, and today, the 1985 effect is a coined term, when rappers get ahead of themselves after riding some trends. This was a big deal at the time, and everyone in rap was talking about it. Anthony Fantano made a video called, "Will Lil Pump Take J. Cole's Advice?"
I've been categorizing as a diss track, even though it's not really a diss track, it's more of a advice track toward people like Lil Pump and basically this new wave of trap or mumble or SoundCloud rappers, whatever you want to call them.
He spoke about the bling era and how certain artists fell under the wing of that era, and this cycle was doomed to repeat again. He was correct. But at the time, Lil Pump and Smoke Purpp were still huge, and so were their egos, and they didn't have the foresight to see what was coming. At first, Pump tried to play victim and said,
You get so much props. You just a 17-year-old. Lame ass jit.
Later, he said he didn't care at all and was just having fun.
I ain't worried about none of you old heads. I ain't with none of that lyrical shit. I just be having fun with what I do. Scat!
So it was clear Lil Pump completely missed the message, because J. Cole didn't really diss Lil Pump's style, but more so the strategy Pump was using and the way he was carrying himself. Younger people who get some success are usually dumb, arrogant, and develop a huge ego because of how much success they receive at such a young age, but they're usually not this immature, just a bit immature. Lil Pump was crazy. In May of 2018, at Rolling Loud, Lil Pump danced while J. Cole was performing 1985 on the side, mocking the performance. But the moment things moved from the internet to real life, Pump changed his entire demeanor. That day at Rolling Loud, Cole came up to Pump and spoke to him, and they had a conversation. In fact, the talk was so good, Cole decided he'd like to record a sit-down between him and Pump. So 1 month later, they had an hour-long sit-down with J. Cole posted to YouTube. The interview was a really cool moment too, for rap. It was J. Cole understanding he couldn't stop the movement of kids and the new type of rap that was coming out, but still trying to guide Pump as a big brother.
It's Lil Pump and J. Cole talking very candidly about everything. Like the open conversation between generations, right? Cole, obviously, he sees things differently. And
to put it simply, in the interview, Pump looks and sounds like he's in the principal's office, and J. Cole is kind of like the teacher telling Pump that he could be great if he truly applied himself. At first, Cole gave Pump his props for being a marketing genius for his time and age.
I'm buying into the image. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, he don't give a f. But as I started watching more of the videos, I was like, yo, this kid is smart. You know what I mean? I wasn't sure, But I was like, yo, this kid is smart. You know what I mean? Like, the more I looked into the videos, I'm like, yo, he knows more than what people might think he does, you know what I mean, or that his image portrays. So,
and Cole broke down how the whole F. Cole trend was started by Pump, and was dumbfounded to see how little thought Pump actually put into it.
Where was you at when you, I guess, came up with the J. Cole shit?
I was sitting like in the room one day and I seen that shit in my like in my comments. People were like, J. Cole, J. Cole. I'm like,
oh, so it was already happening.
Yeah, low key, yeah.
During the interview, Pump said he never actually realized why his fans were saying it till that very moment.
Did you know why they were saying that? Like, was you so in tune with what was happening that you knew like why they were saying that?
Like, damn.
You still don't know why they were saying that?
I mean, but now I kind of get it, cause like we make different type of music, so people like, I don't know, you know, they'll feel some type of way. Like,
and later, Pump actually said he liked Cole's music.
I don't know, bro. People just like doing that. It was even like serious. Like, I feel shit hard now.
Thank you, bro.
For real, for real.
This was a common theme in the interview. Cole made it clear nothing Lil Pump did could faze him. He just had direct eye contact, sat him down, and unironically sunned him. Pump was just speechless. But after grilling Pump for a little bit, Cole got a bit vulnerable himself and admitted where he was wrong.
Oh, fuck this nigga. Like,
nah, I mean, I realized that in time.
right, it was all trolling and shit.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it worked. Once you seen it started picking up, you had to be like, oh yeah, I'm about to run with this. Like,
I know, like, it was gonna go. I did shit. I'll keep it going.
But Pump actually never thought it would get as big as it did.
You even think it would get to the point of like, of even this, where it's like, or where we would have a conversation, like, never.
You either
Hell nah.
And Cole explained he was a bit ignorant himself, not understanding there was a market for Pump's style of music.
It's like a new wave of kids who like love this type of, you know what I mean? They young, they predominantly white, you know what I mean? Like, and they love this style of music
that he, self-admittedly, didn't understand.
Then you got people that love this style of music, of hip hop, and it's like, they can't understand. And by the way, I was one of them.
But where Cole really got vulnerable and earned my respect as a Pump fan back in middle school was when he admitted he saw Pump and his peers as a threat to his style of hip hop.
It was like 2 years ago, I seen one of the freshman covers of one of the freshman freestyles. Yeah. And I was like sad. Like, I was like, damn, this is really over.
Even though he did realize he was mistaken.
I was wrong. All I was doing was being afraid that the thing that like I fell in love with, you know what I mean, was like no longer like relevant or respected. And in that moment, it brought fear, like, damn.
Wondering how he could be so foolish to think that. And
they doing their own thing, like they doing what they want to do and having fun with what they want to do. Hip hop was started like that, like. So over time, I started to realize, like, yo, I'm tripping, like, and I'm resisting. I'm resisting this shit, when it's really I should be like accepting this shit.
And finally, Cole realized that despite his feelings, he had to embrace Pump.
It's to embrace you, you know what I mean, like, and to show love. You know, when we talked on the phone, I met you in person, bro. Like I really, in that moment, I'm like, man, I love this little dude, like. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I had like an appreciation for you.
Cole also asked Pump what he thought of 1985, which even though he didn't say Pump's name directly, was clearly a response to Lil Pump's diss.
I think when you heard 1985.
And Pump said he didn't even hear it till a month after it dropped, which, if true, is hilarious.
Did you find out?
Just tagging me. I ain't hear it like until like a week ago, to be real.
Really? You just said, I'm not listening to this.
Yeah, cause everybody kept tagging me. I was like, I don't know what they talking about. And then I heard it one day, like in the car. I was like,
But Cole wanted to know what Pump really thought. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I heard about it. Was you mad? Like, man, cause I seen the video you did where you was like, man, oh, you talking about 17-year-old kid?
Nah,
like,
really, I wasn't mad. You know, I was just like, whatever. I don't really care. At the end of the day, I was in my own lane.
I do what I do. I have fun with it.
Overall, the interview was a manifestation of the divide in rap. The traditional hip-hop fans who weren't going to accept the new generation, and the new generation who couldn't care less. So after a diss back, some social media videos, and an hour-long interview, the beef was squashed.
There's all this alleged beef thing happening right now with you and J. Cole. Is that all over with? It seems like there's like a truce if there ever was a beef. Is there, J. Cole?
Yeah, shout out to J. Cole. Get it.
Everything's fine.
I mean, I don't know, man. Y'all gotta ask J. Cole what's going on. We good. We in good terms.
All right. I'm gonna let you go inside. Thank you so much, sir. Take care.
However, despite all the advice, Pump didn't change. And just as the J. Cole beef was over, the Russ movement began.
Now it's like everybody saying Russ, you know?
In June of 2018, Lil Pump took to Twitter and made the announcement, "Me and J. Cole cool now, so now it's Russ." Russ had originally made a series of tweets regarding substances and how rappers being role models to young kids should use their platform responsibly and not promote them. He said he was on a mission. This would be a pretty wholesome message if it weren't for the fact that he tweeted right after what happened to Lil Peep. So Smoke Purpp, who was really good friends with Peep, quote tweeted Russ's cautionary tweet saying, "Shut the f up, you a bitch," and Lil Pump chimed in. Together, them and other SoundCloud rappers would start saying F Russ, and it just became a trend. Russ, well, he wasn't exactly pleased with the whole F Russ movement and spoke on the whole thing on the Breakfast Club saying,
Why did Lil Pump say me and J cool now, so f Russ?
It's a trend, bro. I mean, that sentence is a trend.
And explained he never met or heard Pump or Purpp before the trend, which is hilarious. Imagine you're just doing your own thing and some SoundCloud rappers just make your life miserable. I'd be mad too.
Do you know Pump?
No, I've never met Pump. I've never met Pump.
So he just was really
I've never met Pump, but that's
and just said they were dumb kids.
Bro, these are 17-year-old kids who just post stuff on the internet. You gotta understand, these are 14 to 18-year-old who literally they don't know anything.
And he also hinted when he saw them in person, he would be pressing them.
Who just be saying F Russ, whatever. That's what's up. When we see you in person, we're gonna ask for clarification. Knows what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Strong conversation. That's what
But to their credit, Russ is known for kind of being a douche. But unlike Cole, Russ wasn't gonna try to just give Pump and Purpp advice. He decided he would take matters into his own hands. After the Russ situation got out of hand, Russ was asked about it once more in an interview.
Those kids, those are clowns.
And then he explained he caught them lacking at a festival.
Yeah, we've caught one of them at a festival. Who knows what time it is, bro?
Which one? Smoke Purpp or Lil Band?
I'm gonna tell you right now, if they respond, they know what time it is, bro. I'm putting it to you like this.
And if they didn't stop talking smack, he would release a video of him giving both of them the chronic case of the beats.
I'm putting it to you like this. We got video too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so if they get slick at the mouth, you just put the video.
I'll leak the video. You get. So I suggest you tread carefully. You feel me? Period. Period.
You tell us
the funniest part about this to me is Russ only had the video of Purpp, but because he also warned bands, knowing Russ didn't have a video on him, bands immediately responded by saying F Russ. So Russ released the video of Purpp getting the beats. And for a guy who was talking a lot of shit, it was really embarrassing, and Purpp was a laughing stock. Right after the video was released, Purpp took to social media to defend himself and wanted a 1v1 with Russ, not his goons.
We all know if me and Russ went heads up, I'll beat Russ. I'll beat Russ. And y'all can set it up, real talk.
He said he was caught by surprise.
I go in the bathroom, I come out the bathroom, it's like 7 dudes there, I ain't never seen them in my life.
And even though it was a 7v1, he stood his own ground.
Fuck, all 7, all of them. Feel me? I was with the I don't care.
But the video showed a different story. And from Purpp's Instagram story days later, it was clear he had a black eye. So he tried to act tough, but it didn't work out that way. The next day, Purpp was surrounded by security and Russ taunted him, saying,
"Are you done talking? Hey, Purpp.
Purpp just walked off in shame, speechless. So Purpp didn't have the same energy in person that he had on live. But you see, unlike Pump, Purpp didn't just disrespect Russ's musicianship, he also disrespected his family. While they were beefing, Purpp made Russ's little sister as his profile picture.
Smoke Purpp thing happened because he put your sister up on the Twitter, and to me it's on site.
And his homie's kid sister.
Homie's little.
It's on site, 100%.
It wasn't just my sister. That's what I'm saying. Now my people have a problem.
No. That's not even defendable. I think
the moment Purpp did that, it was over. He really took it way too far. Russ later explained he would have been willing to peacefully squash it.
You initiate the bullshit.
Like, I'm cool to squash it, but if not, you clearly know like we can take it there too.
Russ even dropped a diss track called Think Twice about the situation, dissing Lil Pump, Purpp, and everyone else that dissed Russ. And after all of that, they finally squashed it.
Like me and Purpp got on the phone though the other day and squashed this.
Oh, that's big.
So at the time when it was all over, neither parties really thought too much of it. Pump and Purpp were still really hot, making a lot of money. They had fans, were definitely talked about just as much as J. Cole and bigger than Russ. But in just a couple of years, that would all change. In the coming years, Lil Pump and Smoke Purpp had a catastrophic fall off, just as J. Cole predicted. Slowly but surely, the marketing stunts that Pump would pull off got fewer and fewer views, and the style of music he was dropping that was once trendy and new had gotten stale, and fans quickly lost interest, to the point where in 2021, just a couple of years later, no one even knew Pump was dropping an album. A huge fall from grace from the once internet famous rapper. J. Cole also said, "I know you think this type of revenue is never ending, but I want to take a minute just to tell you that ain't true." And what would you know? In 2021, it turned out Lil Pump owed $1.5 million in taxes to the IRS. But to his credit, Pump did accomplish some of the stuff Cole thought he wouldn't. In 1985, Cole said,
"Hello man, let me talk with you. See if I can paint for you the large picture. Congrats, cause you made it out your mama house. I hope you make enough to buy your mama house."
Lil Pump did buy his mom a house and move his entire family out of the hood.
I did everything I wanted to do. I moved my mom out of the hood, moved my whole family out of the hood, my family straight.
And bought his own $5 million house.
I got bored, so you know what I did? I went and dropped $4.5 million on the house. You know why? Cause scat.
Cole also told Pump to never stop touring, and Pump never did. Lil Pump still has a huge global fan base, and he still plays festivals in huge cities all over the world, which is definitely where most of his money is coming from today, exclusively, but that's only because he's forced to. But Pump is still pulling in millions. Purpp's fall off was much worse, and honestly needs to be studied. See, Cole was actually a forgiving and a kind guy. He even invited Purpp to be on the Dreamville album after the whole beef, giving Purpp a big opportunity, a Grammy nomination, and most of all, a second chance. But Purpp just couldn't sustain his career, making the same mistakes as Pump, boring music, repetitive stunts, and fell off. In his prime, Purpp was selling out shows, but in 2022, Purpp couldn't even get 10 people to show up to one of his shows. And he was doing shows in countries like Northern Macedonia, which, don't get me wrong, isn't exactly gonna bring in a lot of money. And later that year, he was caught buying followers, all while Russ and J. Cole were doing better than ever. In 2021, Pump was in denial that he had fallen off. In an interview, he was asked if J. Cole's prediction was right, and he said,
"Do you feel like he predicted kind of like what ended up happening with your rap career?"
Nope.
No.
Because I'm still here. I own
I'm not saying that
houses.
you're not like still.
And said nothing Cole said was correct.
You don't think he predicted anything?
I don't think he predicted shit.
No, that's fair.
A crazy cope. Pump said,
I'm still here.
You're still here, 100%.
And afterwards got so mad that the interviewer spoke about Cole, he actually leaked his number. Today, Pump is somewhat matured though, and he understands that the way he acted when he was younger was not it.
If you want the old Pump back, I'll be in jail right now. I'll tell you that. Like, you guys don't want the old Pump back. When I was young, I was just doing a lot of dumbass, ignorant shit. I admit that. I've done a lot of dumb shit. Crashing cars, doing this, that, a whole bunch of drugs. And now I'm just more grown. I just think about shit before I do it. Now I'm sober, just chilling.
He's just a normal dude.
You might see me on the internet as an ignorant but I'm just a chill guy who likes to have fun and enjoy life.
And today, Pump has respect for Cole, and he's trying to better his health. But he never got over the Russ beef. Even at 22 years old, Lil Pump was still dissing Russ. After Russ canceled his tour due to mental health issues, Pump dissed him, saying,
"You think you got mental health issues? I'm from Dade County, bitch. I was born with mental health issues. How about you deal with it and stop being a f***ing And you know damn well who I'm talking to, boy. Just cancel the whole Europe tour. Just cancel it. Hop on that plane and go do your shows, you
I was born with mental health issues. That's like the realest thing Pump has ever said. But for the most part, today, it's all over. The J. Cole beef, the Russ beef, and honestly, Lil Pump and SmokePurpp's careers. And I guess, as they say, success is the best revenge. And J. Cole and Russ are very successful today. But looking back, those times were a huge moment for rap as a whole. In 2017 and 2018, there was a huge cultural divide between young rappers and older rappers. At the time, SoundCloud rappers being so ignorant and so lyrically less focused was taken to an extreme, which old heads hated. And in that time period, gaining attention by doing stupid stunts and whatever got likes on social media was the wave, which is no longer the case. So old heads weren't totally tripping. But artists that came from the SoundCloud after that, like Yeet, still aren't lyric-based rappers and are just as against it. So it's clear the shift was inevitable. It's just at the time, it was a bit much. But as dumb as this sounds, I feel like we still have to give Pump his flowers. He really walked so other artists could run. Nowadays, social media marketing stunts are normal and no one bats an eye. And that's largely because of Pump and the entire clout era. Artists like Lil Nas X use internet stunts like Pump did in the clout era, just more strategically, learning from Pump's mistakes, a luxury Pump didn't have. So that's it for this video. My name is Rishad Bashir. See you next time and have a nice day.